Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to talk about a new age technique in the ecosystem of mixed media and jewelry design. As we all know, that jewelry and accessories are a great part of our heritage as well as ourself. So when we talk about art and jewelry, there is a terminology that is being used which is called wearable art. So wearable art is an expression of self. And it's not a new concept, it has been here for a very long time. And it has a very significant role in the history of design and creativity. Exploring and experimenting with new materials create a new art form which acts as unique and one of a kind artworks. So, jewelry is a well known form of self reflection. And in this age of digital media, we get influenced by trends so much that a sense of self gets shadowed and a herd culture gets recognized. India in itself doesn't have a trend forecast. We always, rely on the Western thing. And with the way that mass manufacturing is going on, originality and uniqueness is getting buried underneath the landfill of fast fashion. They need to preserve a sense of individuality. And that is where the wearable art comes in, something you carry with yourself, something that reminds you of your own uniqueness. And also the younger generation now, people who are so prone to social media, they want everything to be exclusive. And with the material which we will be talking about today, polymer clay, which is like a modeling material, you can create unique products, not just for accessories, it can be used for anything. It is a very versatile and a great product to experiment with, and it can be used with multiple mixed media mediums. It's for the artist, it's like the sky is the limit. You can do so much with it, and we will be talking about that as we progress. So now, with the way that customization is playing such a great role, that people want everything their way, they want matching things. And polymer clay in itself is a very durable material, and a lot can be created from it. And it might be a synthesized modeling material, but it can be converted into different, let's say, colors. It can be molded into different shapes. It depends on the artist's creativity and how they develop the product around it. And as an artist myself, I have worked with the material, and the material is very versatile and very unique. And even though in India right now it's a very new concept, but people are going forward with it, and they appreciate the uniqueness of the product, and they appreciate what it is that the jewelry is representing. The material in itself is soft, but once you heat it, it is just as hard as any other material. And the beauty of the material is that it can be cut, it can be mixed, it can be embossed, stamped, colored, and it can be used to create anything and everything. And that is the beauty of the product. And it's just about how you use it and how you express your creativity through it. And polymer clay can be used with other materials as well. Do a combination of metal and polymer clay. It gives great results, and it is a very durable option for accessories. Every time I work with this material, I am awe-inspired by its results. Every time it creates a completely different pattern, it creates beautiful pieces, and sometimes I myself don't know what the end result will be. And that in itself is a very beautiful process. And I'm sure all artists agree with me that the versatility of polymer clay actually makes it blendable with most of every possible material out there. And the sky is the limit. You can do so many things that you haven't even, considered yet. It is like a long journey. You can think, you can experiment with the material, and you can do so many things. It's just about how much you are willing to put effort into experimenting with the material. The image that you see, it's an example of a technique called cane making. So there were many pioneers in the field who experimented with the material, like Donna Cato and Michael Keynes. So they created their own materials, and they have been doing very well with that. And they do they teach us how to use different techniques and how to expand our horizon. And this is just one example of the pattern being created. This the possibilities of what you're creating is unlimited. Here is an example of how you turn your canes into a slab. So a slab is easier to work because it is on a plane surface. You can cut it in the desired shape and work around that. And you can also, you know, it is not mandatory for you to just cut it in the middle. You can cut it in multiple spaces, and the patterns created are different altogether. If you cut it vertically or horizontally, it creates a different pattern. So it's about the artist and how they want to express it. Like I had said, that polymer clay can be used with other materials. So as you can see here, what I have done is I have created this choker necklace, and it is a combination of polymer clay and brass. So the colors complement each other, and this is something that this type of a color palette in itself goes with pretty much everything. And and also in the earrings, the patterns that you can see, so even though the pattern in both the earrings are different, that's because when you are working in an abstract capacity, it creates unique things. And sometimes even the two pairs might not look alike, but that is the beauty of the product. That is why it is handcrafted. It is, it has that touch of versatility in it. These are just examples of different techniques that I have used to create these patterns. So every pattern is different, as you can see. I am more of an abstract artist, so I prefer to do random creations rather than following step by step instructions. So it depends on you what type of an artist you want to be, what type of a maker you want to be. And there are techniques which have a very constrained and constricted steps. You can use that, and it might give you a similar result. It's all up to you how you want to play around with the material. These are a few images from my product line. So this is a combination of metal and polymer clay, and the patterns created are very abstract. So you only see one of a kind and one pair of each, pattern and the design. So every product created is unique. So we have talked about polymer clay and how it can be used. So another thing that adds to its beauty is the fact that it is all handcrafted, handmade, and sustainable. It adds to the uniqueness of the product because you will not find somebody else wearing something similar to what it is that you're wearing, because every pattern created is different. And with the way that mass production is going, something like this, such a material can be developed into all sort of creativity, not just jewelry and accessories. The sky is the limit. Anything is possible. It's all about how you think about it. And the usefulness of this product is that it will never go out of style because it is not based on trend. It's slow fashion. It's something that you will cherish for a long time. So anything and everything is possible with this material. The way that you go about it and the way that you create it and use it and experiment with it, it's all about what the artist wants. I have seen beautiful artworks created by using, polymer clay with other material, other mixed media materials like, let's say, alcohol inks or resin and even paints. I mean, the outcome and the end result is such a beautiful, experience altogether. And the whole point of this is people actually want, unique products, one of a kind, things that, let's say, their fellow people don't have, because it gives them a sense of belonging. It gives them a sense of, you know, self, that they are expressing something for themselves. And this type of a material can be created and, used in so many ways that every artist can create its own unique form. And the whole point of, a material that is so malleable, so, easy to mold, you can customize any color, any possible pattern that you have, that your customer has in mind. So when we focus on the customer part of creation, customization is like a big boom nowadays, and with social media and the younger generation wanting things done a certain way, mismatch, or let's say a very specific color palette that they have. So that whole customization is possible with polymer clay. It's all about how you use it. The the whole, let's say, experiment is all about how the artist uses the material. Thank you so much.